Welcome everyone to Well That's Horrific podcast episode 5. We made it to episode 5. I am your co-host, Mr. S.
And I'm Tom Cruise.
And today we're going to be talking about... No, actually today I have a surprise for you before we start. Can we start off with a certain segment?
Sure.
Because I'm actually really excited to show you this or quiz you on this, right? So my wife and I went to Barnes & Noble and we had a little reading session one night. As I'm walking out, she's like, "Oh, look at that." I'm like, "What? What is that?" And she pointed to this.
Horror trivia. Okay.
Horror trivia. I'm like, "What?" Like, I was like, "Yo, I gotta take this. I gotta buy this, and I gotta quiz Mr. Tom Cruise on the show." As you can see, it's sealed. Like I haven't opened it, and I kind of wanted to ask you the questions, but also whoever's like listening to this or watching this can kind of go along and see if they know the answer.
Yeah,
as
I'm
well.
gonna fail miserably, man. It depends on like what era, what genre.
It says here. Okay, it says horror trivia game of Twisted Terror. It has 150 cards in here. I'm not gonna ask you 150, obviously, but
I don't know if we have time for that. 150.
There's a question on the back here. You know what the question is? It's what classic horror movie is set in Haddonfield, Illinois?
Oh, that's a pretty easy one, especially considering I'm literally wearing a Haddonfield High School.
Yeah, Saw, right? Saw.
I won't answer that. As you can see, I know
So,
the answers.
are you up for it?
I mean, we can try it.
Are you
we
up
can
for it?
try it, but I feel like maybe you should quiz yourself because I'm pretty sure we're both gonna fail this one.
I mean, I can't quiz myself, but why not? Let's open it. Well, that's like five questions, 5-10 questions. And again,
let's do
viewers,
5.
listeners,
If I nail 5, then we can continue. If I nail 3 of the 5, then we can continue. If I miss all 5, then we're not doing anymore.
All right. So viewers, listeners, if you're part of this, just answer yourself. Feel like, yo, you can get this right. You can. We got to do a live stream. Maybe we'll do that soon. Maybe next week. We'll see. Let me just open this because it says like a.
Guys, he's biting it. In case you're just listening to this, he's biting the cards open.
What a. Well, that's horrific.
That's a savage.
All right, I'm gonna shuffle these. There's mad cards in here. Holy cow! All right, Mr. Tom Cruise, I am shuffling. Horrible shuffling. You can't even see it.
I believe you, man.
All right,
come on, just.
All right.
It's not like a deck of cards where I know what's the answer here. So like.
All right. Oh my God, these are tough questions.
I can imagine already, bro.
Set in 1630s New England, what 2015 movie involves an English farmer and his family who relocates to a forest which lurks an unknown evil?
The Witch?
Yes, sir. 1 for 1. All right, next question. In the same. So it's 2 questions per card. Leatherface was a character in what horror film?
Come on. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. New one's coming out tomorrow.
Yo.
Good segue.
Yo, that's insane. And you know what's crazy? I promise you
Guys,
this was
he
not
put that
scripted.
card in the front of the deck on purpose.
I promise you. You saw me shuffle it. That's crazy. Texas Chainsaw, guys, comes out tomorrow. We can't wait to review it next week. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Name that movie.
I know this. I totally know this. Be afraid, be very afraid.
I know this too. Wow, this is so good.
No, seriously, I know this. Tell me, because I'm just blanking.
The Fly.
Okay. Which he's in this. He's in the movie. One of the movies that I'm talking about today.
Okay.
I'm even forgetting his name. The main protagonist of The Fly. Come on, he's in Jurassic Park. Ian Malcolm. What's his name?
Probably.
What's his name, guys? Come on.
Probably. Fact check that.
Come on. I'm gonna.
I have cards in my hands, man. I can't really,
Jeff Goldblum. Fucking The Fly. Jeff Goldblum. Okay, continue.
Oh man, damn.
I continue. I know that. Probably know that.
What 2005 movie involves a group of friends who get trapped in a cave and encounter strange bloodthirsty creatures? Yes, sir.
See, I feel like if you give me more like newer movies, I'm gonna remember. The Fly is a classic, but also I haven't seen it in a while. But I mean, that's a really big quote, so I should have known that. But continue.
It's all right. It happens. What are you like 2 for 4? 2 for 4?
What do you mean 2 for 4? I'm 3 for 4.
3 for 4.
I got one question wrong.
All right. What is the name of the character in the Poltergeist who says they're here?
Oh, I don't know. That's the little girl, but I don't remember her name.
That was a little girl, or little boy.
It's a little girl, man. Come on.
It is a little good. It's my
I
fault.
don't
My
know her
fault. My
name.
fault.
I'll be honest.
Carol.
Carol?
Her name is Carol. Yeah. Who hosted the original Twilight Zone TV series? I have no idea. I'm gonna skip that.
We should know the
England.
answer to that, but I know that. Robert Englund and Freddy Krueger. Continue.
No. It says Robert Englund portrayed Freddy Krueger in what horror movie franchise?
Never know. Shoot. Continue.
Which we will talk about. We will talk about Freddy Krueger eventually. I just don't know, man. Nightmare on Elm Street. I guess we'll talk about it when we get the chance to. It's just I guess there's a lot of things coming out right now that are not Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yep.
And plus, also that franchise kind of took like a decline. Like
I was just the last movie.
No, that franchise.
The
Nah, it was all of them. I'm not all of them, but like, we'll talk about that when we get there. All right. What is the name of the demon clown who terrorized the children of Derry, Maine, in Stephen King's It?
Pennywise the clown.
Give you a hint. He's a coin-ish.
What? Pennywise.
Pennywise, man. And this 1993 horror comedy starring a young Jennifer Aniston involves an annoying, vengeful creature who believes his family has stolen his pot of gold.
Leprechaun. Yeah, I was gonna say Jennifer Aniston's only been in one horror movie, and that's The Leprechaun. All you had to say was Jennifer Aniston horror movie.
Pot of gold.
Not even Pot of Gold. Not even
Pot
of Gold. She's only been in one horror movie. I don't think she's been in anything else. That's horror.
You know, you may be right. Should I continue, or is this it?
I mean, how many have you done? I don't know. I think we're like 7. Just do like 3 more.
Okay, let's do 3 more. 3 more. What type of virus is unleashed in the 2016 movie Train to Busan? Is that Asian film?
It's a Korean movie. It's so fucking good.
Oh,
if you haven't seen it,
yeah, I heard it was really good actually.
It, which is annoying. I don't know if they're remaking it. I don't know.
That's when they turn to like zombies and stuff, right?
Yeah, I don't like. They said what type of virus. I can't tell you what the virus is. It's a zombie movie in a train, and it's awesome. You gotta watch it if you haven't seen it. If everybody doesn't know this already, South Korea makes a whole bunch of amazing movies.
Yeah.
Including Train to Busan. They have a whole bunch of fighting movies.
Was that tournament one? That school tournament one? What was that?
They have the one in the house. I forgot what it's called. The big one that just recently won an Oscar like 2-3 years ago. That's about a house. If you haven't seen that movie, you gotta watch it.
Squid Game. Watch Squid Game.
Yes, and that's another series. That's kind of hard.
It's a great series. We should cover as well. Anyway, the answer I saw it. It's called Zombie Virus.
Oh, okay, Zombie Virus. Wow. But you know what?
I mean, I didn't mention it. But...
Parasite is the movie that I'm forgetting. You've seen Parasite?
Oh, Parasite. Yeah, they won the Oscar. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, Parasite.
It's another one where I'm
same one when Joaquin Phoenix won his Oscar.
Train to Busan, Parasite, Snowpiercer. All those movies are amazing.
I gotta watch them. You should know this one. What is the name of the evil company in the Resident Evil movie franchise?
Umbrella. I want to get an umbrella tattoo. So I should know.
Sorry, but that is the wrong answer. It's called the Umbrella Corporation.
Okay. You're talking to a hardcore Resident Evil fan here.
Last one. The director of Drag Me to Hell is most famous for what other horror franchise? This is Sam Raimi, guys.
Is it?
Yeah, Drag Me to Hell, or is it?
I
don't
remember who made Drag Me to Hell. To be honest,
I think it is The Evil Dead.
I thought we spoke about this, and I think you said you didn't like Drag Me to Hell. If I'm not mistaken. It is Sam Raimi. Yeah, it is. Remember. It is Sam Raimi.
Yeah, Sam Raimi. It was a good movie. Sick ending.
It's a gross movie, is what I would call it.
Yeah, gross, but good movie. And also, he's directing Doctor Strange, so I'm excited about that. Which the trailer came out, by the way. I don't think we want to talk about that.
I mean, I don't want to talk about it because I feel like I won't stop talking about it. If you guys haven't seen it, Professor X is in the trailer.
Well, no, he's in it, but not. You can't see him. We just know he's in it.
You hear Patrick Stewart's voice.
Yeah.
And you see a bald man in a wheelchair. Oh, it's not totally fucking Professor X.
Yo, you never know, man. They Marvel's not going to play with.
I'm gonna spoil the entire movie for you guys. Ready? Wanda's the villain, and X-Men are coming into the universe. Boom. That's it.
Damn.
Yep.
Just like that. That Kevin Hart meme. Damn.
Yeah. Wanda's just gonna fight everybody and kill everybody, and she's a boss. Continue.
Moving forward,
I think we're done, right? Is that the last one?
We're done. We're done with that. There's 150. If you want, we can even do this every week, just to, like, I guess, refresh our memory. I'll just leave them in this box here.
That's a good.
Because there's also another unopened section. I don't.
Okay, so is that like the other 75 or is it 300?
75 and then 75, I think.
I mean, that's more than enough for us to do like fucking 3 seasons.
It looks like there's 2 questions in one card though, so it's a lot.
Yeah, so maybe we do like 10 every week.
Yeah. I thought it was cool to get. I thought, why not? It's a fun way to engage. So that's that.
So if you're looking at my virtual background here, I have a couple things I want to talk about. So the most obvious being this cloud above me. Did you watch the trailer for Nope?
Yes, sir, I did.
This is one of those movies where I told you I didn't even have to watch the trailer. I was intrigued from the jump. The poster did enough for me, and obviously knowing that it was Jordan Peele coming off of Us and Get Out.
Yes,
I was already intrigued. So, watching the trailer, very interesting. Aliens, kind of, right? Aliens.
Yeah.
It's different. There's going to be something bigger at play and a meaning and reason behind everything. So right. I'm excited.
No, you were right. We did talk about it briefly last year, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, last season about Nope. All we got was a poster. It was very ambiguous. We didn't know anything about it at all. And we finally got a trailer. And I think this trailer came out after the TV spot for the Super Bowl. And honestly, it looks great. That same actor
from Get Out.
I forgot what his name is. Daniel something. I think his name is Daniel something. I forgot his last name.
Yeah, he's in Get Out.
He's back in it. And honestly, between Get Out and Us, both very good movies. I think I enjoyed Get Out a little bit more because it was more suspenseful, I thought, and also very in your face. I don't know how to explain it. Us was great too, and I don't take anything away from Us, but I'm happy to see it. Keke Palmer's in it too.
Yep.
Yes, it kind of, the trailer was really, it did a good job. It kind of reminds me of Last Night in Soho. It kind of it gives you a lot without really giving you a lot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you really see.
It gives you an idea.
Aliens like that.
It gives you an idea while still remaining very ambiguous. My only thing I would have hoped he would have done is, and again, not to say I don't like the actor. I love that guy. He's in a couple different things, but I like the idea of 3 different movies. Give me a different actor just so that it's not the same one from a different movie. You know what I mean? Because there's also a lot of theories where all these movies could possibly take place in the same universe, or it's like the Jordan Peele verse. But the fact that you got the same actor kind of removes that element. But I mean, if he likes the guy, he likes the guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they auditioned too. Also they do have a lot of networks, but Daniel Kaluuya, I think I'm probably
butchering his name,
but no, he's in the movie, but he's not the main guy. Keke Palmer's in it. Also, Steven Yeun is in it, who played in The Walking Dead. So I think I like him.
I know you're
excited.
Think
he's gonna be good in this. Oh, I'm very excited. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Aliens, and I don't want to say I'm surprised, but I also wasn't expecting that to be his approach. I did see the poster, and I did see something in the sky, and I thought, maybe that's just there, but it actually, has some significance.
But you know him. There's going to be a meaning and more significance to everything. It's not going to just be aliens. I would be surprised if it's just aliens. There's going to be an extra layer.
Yeah, it's probably a group of white people just taking over these aliens.
Come on, bro. Why you got to do that?
I'm just saying, I'm with it, man. Yo, I like his work, man. I like his work. I like his horror movies.
Guys,
I think he should be doing more.
Ignore this man right here. Yeah. I mean, I don't really have much to say outside of that. I really like the trailer. I was already intrigued. I'm definitely gonna watch it. Yeah. I know something else that I know you're very excited for. Not to quickly switch subjects, but I saw this poster, and I don't know if you're looking at my background. I saw this poster, and I immediately had to put it here because it's actually 4 posters that they combined into one. The Stranger Things season 4 poster.
Yeah, the twin.
Yeah, each one of those, if you're looking at the poster, each section was actually its own poster, and then there's a poster that's all of them combined. So once I saw that, I was like this poster is amazing. I'm not gonna tell you that I'm too super excited about Stranger Things. I think it's been around already enough where I'm excited to watch it, but it's not like the end of the world. So season 4, I think they've officially confirmed that season 5 will be the last one.
I can't wait.
You can't wait? You're really excited?
I'm excited. I mean, I've been a fan of the show, ever since it came out. And
I was excited. I am excited too, but I feel like, I don't know if it's that season 3 wasn't as good as season 2 and 1, or if it's if it's just the fact that it's just the fourth time around. You know what I mean? It's hard to be excited about something that we've
Yeah,
seen
no,
three times.
I see what you're saying. It's more of a question of like, what more can you do,
Yeah.
right? Is that what you're trying to
Yeah.
say? Like, what direction can you head into? Um, fair. I do like the. I'm not a sci-fi guy. I'm really not, but I do like how they kind of bring it in, and I also really like the fact that this takes place. Was it the 80s or 70s? I forgot what it was again.
Yeah, I think they transitioned from like the 70s to the 80s now.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. There's something about it that is just it kind of the story kind of keeps you intrigued. With each character, and every character plays like a significant role. I liked season 3. I liked the whole summer thing. I liked the whole new mall thing. I liked the whole what was that guy's name? The antagonist, that girl's brother, Max's brother. Like I thought he did an incredible job. Being sick by the Demogorgons and all that stuff in him. I liked it. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do this year. I know that they said it's gonna be 2 parts, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So actually,
First part's
I can do a little quick. Oh, actually, no, it's already. You should see it on my screen. So, the volume 1 is May 27, and then volume 2 is July 1st.
They said that this was the biggest. They've done it. Like in terms of script, terms of takes, terms of like everything. It was just so much work, and like I don't blame them. If it's gonna be 2 parts, obviously. Like
and also they've officially announced that season 5 is the last one. So go hard or go home, I guess.
What I do appreciate though is that they're kind of doing it for the fans, like more of a not an apology, but more of like, yo, we know we've been out of action, COVID and all that stuff. We got a lot of stuff for you to make up for that, and that's awesome, especially if you're a fan of the show and or horror in general. So I'm cool with that.
What else we got? Another big one, huge one, depending on who you're talking to. Jurassic World Dominion. I don't know if you saw the trailer to this.
Have not.
Wow, did you watch the Super Bowl?
I did watch the Super Bowl. I was hosting the Super Bowl, so I was probably back and forth.
I think this was one of the ones that premiered during the Super Bowl. Pretty huge. I guess the big thing is what we already knew is the original cast is returning. This is supposed to be the end of the saga. I don't know how much of that I believe, but
yeah, I'm doing the same face here.
Yeah, but also with that being said, I don't feel like they have, I don't know how they could continue after this, because if you watch the last movie, and this is not a spoiler, it's fucking been years by now. The last movie, the dinosaurs were released into the world, so they're out. There's nothing blocking them. Dinosaurs are in the wild. So with that being done, the only direction I can see Jurassic World going moving forward is like Planet of the Apes. You know what I mean? Now it's Planet of the Dinosaurs, and I don't know how exactly they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do in this movie. It seems like a fucking Michael Bay movie. Like there's gonna be a lot of things going on, like explosions.
What did the trailer show?
It showed a lot of dinosaurs. It showed a lot of the cast members, a lot of explosions, a lot of big dinosaurs, a lot of new dinosaurs. Like I don't know if it's
I gotta watch.
I don't know if it's mutations or man-made dinosaurs, like both of the last 2 movies. So I'm assuming it would probably be that, or I'm presuming it would probably be that. Yeah, it seems like it's a spectacle. So I think this is more so gonna be just like a ride to enjoy. I am not expecting like a grade A plot here. I'm expecting to just if you want to see dinosaurs, come watch this. I also one of the things that I don't like about the last few movies is that they're not, to me, as quote unquote scary as the original trilogy. Like the original trilogy, or at least 1 and 2, made me actually fear dinosaurs, whereas Jurassic World made you like them. And it's almost like they're getting one dinosaur to fight another, and then they kind of do the same thing in the last movie, where it was supposed to be a horror movie, but it was by far the worst one in the franchise, and it was really more so them saving the dinosaurs at the end, and there's a girl that's a clone. Right. It gets a little weird, and I think that's what I don't like about the Jurassic World, part of the franchise, and that's why I like the original Jurassic Park 1, 2, and 3. So I don't know. I'm intrigued as to how they're gonna do this. There's no way they can just capture all the dinosaurs that are out in the wild. Um, and then I don't know. I mean, they might come up with something. I don't know if that's what they're trying to do. The trailer doesn't give you an idea of what the plot is. It just shows you a whole bunch of dinosaurs and the returning cast.
I gotta take a look at it and see. I have it added here. It's set to come out in June 2022 with a budget of 165 million. Cast is back. You're right. Chris Pratt, Jeff Goldblum, all that.
Cast from the original Jurassic Park.
I think if you're saying that, you know, it's all just dinosaurs and whatnot, but the cast is back, I'm thinking it may be flashbacks.
No. It's not flashbacks because you see them together. You see the old and new cast together.
Okay.
It's not that it's all dinosaurs. What I'm saying is it doesn't look like there's much of a plot here. It doesn't like there's not like
maybe it's just a trailer. We'll see. I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm just going based on my take of the trailer. Yeah. Honestly, again, I could be wrong.
I agree with you. It's because it's more like, what can you do? Yeah. Like, what can you do? Like, I can't.
But at the same time,
do anymore.
The last 2 or 3 Jurassic World movies, the last 2 Jurassic World movies didn't have much of a plot to begin with. So again, you probably shouldn't be expecting a plot, but from the trailer, doesn't look like it. Take that with a grain of salt. It is just a trailer. But yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of Jurassic World. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to add.
Nah, there's not much I wanted to add. I gotta rewatch them. I gotta rewatch them again, and I gotta see this trailer. I'm kind of surprised I didn't see it, to be honest.
All right, so I mean, I got a couple more things you want to talk. I want to talk about if you want me to kind of segue into something else.
Go. Do what you say. What you gotta say, man.
Do you know who Teresa Palmer is?
Sounds very familiar.
She's in a couple different things. She's in Warm Bodies. She's in Lights Out. She's kind of a scream queen. If you're looking at my background, she's the one here in The Twin.
The Twin.
So the movie that I have up there, The Twin. This is a new movie coming out. I believe it's coming out on Shudder. It looks interesting. I added it here mostly because she's kind of becoming sort of a scream queen in the sense of like she's been in a lot of horror movies. And just to have it on our radar. It's coming out soon. I can give you a date in just a second. I believe it's gonna be on Shudder for sure. May 6th. May 6th. Yep.
Oh, let me read this. I gotta see this.
I mean the
Twin.
Yeah, a mother who needs to comfort the unbearable truth about her surviving twin son. That's all on it.
Oh, I swear if it's gonna be like original. Her other son is actually alive and, you know, haunting them. If it's going to be something like that, I'd be like, really?
I mean, I guess it sounds like it's something like that, right? Yeah. I just wanted to talk about that because, again, she's in a couple different things. Have you seen Lights Out? Lights Out was that movie that...
Lights Out was dope.
Yeah, it was that movie that started the gimmick. Fucking turn off the light, turn on the light.
It was like a trend.
Yeah, it started that shit. Fucking Halloween took it, too. Another big one. This is pretty big, depending on who you're talking to. And I am sad to announce I have never seen this movie, or I've never seen the original movie. Drew Barrymore played the little girl in Firestarter, and they are remaking this movie with the little girl from American Horror Story. You heard me right. Remember the little girl, the creepy little girl?
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that girl. She's gonna probably kill it.
Yeah, it looks amazing. There's a trailer. It looks good. And then the poster is an exact recreation.
What's that girl's name again? Okay, yeah, Ryan Kiera Armstrong played American Horror Story the recent season. With that whole house thing with the writing.
Honestly,
and the blood.
I think that was probably one of the worst seasons of American Horror Story.
Yeah, it was. It really did. And also the second half had nothing to do with the first half, which I thought there was going to be some type of connection. But that's a whole different conversation.
I don't know what happened.
But what a waste of time. But this girl, I guess she's a great actress because she made me hate her guts.
Yeah, she did a good job.
This little brat. But Zac Efron's in it too.
Yes, I think he plays. I don't know if it's her father or whoever it was like guiding her.
Kurtwood Smith, the guy from that 70s show, is in this?
So you got to watch the trailer. It looks very interesting. Obviously, it's a remake. I've never seen the original movie. I am sad to announce. I have to watch this. This is one of those. I think this is a Stephen King movie, right?
Putting it on my list. Yeah, it is. Novel by Stephen King.
Yeah, so have you seen this?
No, I have not.
Not even the original?
1984. No, Drew
So
Barrymore.
so look at the
Oh
original poster
wow.
if you haven't already. It's a
I see it. It's the
recreation.
same exact
Yeah,
one.
it's a
Yeah.
recreation of the new one is a recreation of the original. There's a lot of Stephen King movies where I feel like I never got to, and Firestarter is one of those movies. Um, a lot of people have told me like, "Hey, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it." Between,
I'm down, bro. I'm down to watch
I mean,
this.
maybe that we can do an entire episode dedicated to like Stephen King movies because there's so many.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
them I've seen. Like I've seen obviously Pet Cemetery. I've seen Misery. Seen It. Um, I've seen a couple, but there's a lot of other movies where like
Could add this
the
one to
ones
the
that are
list.
not as popular that I have definitely missed. I think there's the one with the car. Oh, Christine. I've never seen Christine. Um, yeah, Christine is a Stephen King movie. I'm not 100% sure on that, but
Christine with a K or a C?
I'm looking it up with a C.
1983 film. Yep.
Is it a Stephen King
Chris-
movie or no? I could be wrong.
I don't.
No, it's a
think
John
so.
Carpenter movie. That's why I'm confusing it.
Nah, it's John Carpenter. Yep, I see it here.
No, so well, Firestarter, one of those movies that I haven't seen that I never got to, and now they're remaking it, and little girls from the same little girl from American Horror Story. So I'm excited.
No, I'm excited too. I'm excited because it's like two for the price of one. Like I think just me being me, I'm gonna watch this before I watch that one. It's like also with like movies that are based off books, I have to read the book first before I watch the movie.
Well, so you're gonna watch, but what you're saying is you would read the original, or you would read the book before you watch the movie. So wouldn't you watch the original movie before you watch the?
Okay, because there's so many Stephen King's books right now, I can't read them all.
Yeah.
I read it, but nothing else. I've never.
Oh, so you're saying you want to read the books?
No, I read The Shining.
No. So what I'm asking you is, do you want to read the books or do you want to watch the movies?
No, I'm gonna watch the '84 film before I watch this new one.
Got you. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, being me, I just like to compare and see what they did different and like what worked, what didn't work, and just that whole.
I mean, I'm all for it. You just gotta watch those movies knowing when they were released. Obviously.
Of course, absolutely. You know that plays a major part in everything. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I just like for me, The Shining, right? A lot of people love it. They love the book. They love the movie. Call me crazy, whatever. I hated. I thought the book was boring, and I thought the movie was terrible.
I can see. I can see it. I didn't think the movie was bad, but
first of all, the movie really didn't match a lot from the book. There's a lot of differences.
From my understanding, they do that to a lot of Stephen King movies. Because the books are, from what I've heard, they're not as good. From what I've heard. Some people say
the books or the movies?
Yeah, the books. Some people say the opposite. From what I've heard,
no, bro,
the source material is never as good as the actual movie.
The book, I'm reading it, and I'm waiting. I'm like, all right, let's get to the point. I'm like, what am I reading? Like, it was just so like, and I'm not trying to be, what you call it, like a hater. I'm not a hater. I love reading books. I really love reading books, and I was so hyped to read this one. It's just dragged, man. It's just I don't like movies that put so much background, on the person, and then so much imagery. Like I'm down for imagery. Don't get me wrong, but there's so much story behind everything. Like you don't have to explain every single thing in the book.
Yeah,
every
that sounds
single thing.
That sounds like Stephen King.
Yeah,
like,
man. It was
like
just
this person's gonna open the door, and then he starts describing the doorknob, and then there's a story about how the doorknob,
the circular shape, with the bronze and shining from the light on the third floor. I'm like, bro, it's a knob. You just turn it. My
you
goodness,
genuinely made me laugh. That is a difficult task, my friend. Okay,
I try.
I'll give you that. A round of applause for Mr. S. He made me laugh. I think this might have been the first time he has ever made me laugh in his life.
Whoa! Wait! That's horrific. Wait, we're gonna bring that back.
Oh man,
that's the first time I made you laugh.
Honestly, probably. You made me smile a couple times, but laugh. All right. If everybody who knows me knows it's not easy to make me laugh. I smile when I watch movies. I recognize they are funny, but I don't laugh.
All right, I'm about to go in on you just for a little bit, if you don't mind, worldwide.
Sure.
All right, two things. Number one, we work together. You trying to tell me that I didn't ever make you laugh?
Maybe in passing, not that I remember.
Wow. All right. Number two, you know how Tom Cruise is? Tom Cruise is that kid that, like, he'll say, make me laugh, and then when he tries it, he'll be Like really, that's not a funny joke. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we gotta know how you're feeling in the moment, you know.
Nah.
But I'll get there. I'm gonna start. That's gonna be my challenge every week. I'm gonna try to make you laugh. But don't be like, nah, I'm purposely not going to laugh. If it's funny, laugh.
No. I mean, if it's funny, I laugh. It's just very difficult to laugh. Very difficult to make me laugh.
All right.
And I think I'm more of a dark sense of humor. I don't think the jokes you would have to make me laugh would make it to our podcast. You know what I mean? We'd have to cut them out.
Right, you're right. I agree.
Like
you
dark,
do know me too, though.
dark
You know how I am also. You know, I'm all about, you know, making people laugh and, you know, having a good time. But you gotta know who you're talking to. Some people, you gotta know your audience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about when I say dark jokes, if you've heard of Anthony Jeselnik, give it a watch. Give him 5 minutes of your time. He super dark jokes, but that's what it takes to make me laugh.
Okay.
But let's not segue too far here. We were talking about books. Right. I wanted to give an update on The Things Between Us by Gus Moreno.
Okay.
I told you that I was reading it. Last time I spoke about it, I was maybe like 25% through. I had just read the first part. I think there's 4 parts of the book. But now I finished the second part of the book. And I think I'm a little bit into the third part. About 60% of the book, I would say. It's changed a lot. So, I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't want to spoil it, but at the same time, I want you to read it. But there's this one scene in the book. Basically, this guy has been through hell, right? He lost his wife. He decides to leave from Chicago to, I believe, Colorado now. And on his way to Colorado, he's been driving for a very long time. He misses his exit. He stops at this place because he's not sure. He's trying to get directions. He's trying to turn back into the highway. Place is like pristine, clean. And he's talking to this guy there, and he almost hesitates to walk in. And the guy seems to like be describing details and talking about stuff that's almost like he's aware of his situation. So again,
oh, that's spooky.
Yeah,
that's spooky.
It's almost like it almost feels like he's talking to the devil, like somebody who's It's like eerie. It's
been watching him.
Yeah, it's like eerie because he's mentioning things that like are corresponding to like his situation. Without giving details, but almost like hinting that he knows.
Right.
And then I guess the spookier part about that particular scene, I think this is my, like, as of right now, my favorite part of the book, is as he's driving away. So he leaves the restaurant and he drives away, and a bag flies in front of his car, and he brakes on the car because he thought something, you know, was in front of him. And as an instinct, of course, if those who have driven know that if you do a hard stop, you immediately turn around to make sure that the car behind you doesn't rear end you. You're anticipating that, right? So he, as an instinct, he turns around and looks through the rear window, and he sees something crawling on all fours, and it's very fast. But he describes it as wearing similar clothes or almost the same exact clothes as the guy in the restaurant.
Oh,
so. But again, this is also after driving for a long period of time and lack of sleep, and he was hungry, but he got a milkshake, so he's like,
I hate that.
Because it's almost like you don't know if he saw what he saw, but he also just continues driving. But it's just one of those things where it's like,
pause. I'm gonna pause you right there. I'm not gonna cut you off. I'm gonna pause you. I'm gonna let you.
There's not much else.
Why do they do that a lot in movies and books? Like I'll be dead tired. I will never hallucinate. I will never think I saw something that wasn't there.
So,
you know, something crazy like that.
I think they're just playing on the fact that. So the way that chapter ends in particular, he says, "I was in that moment. I wasn't sure." I'm paraphrasing, but he says, "In that moment, I wasn't sure if it was him, but now I know it was." Almost like the book is written almost. The book is written as if the events already occurred, and he's writing them down. So
right. You said that. Yeah.
So in that moment, he didn't know, he wasn't sure, but now after going through the entire book or whatever, what the events that he's writing down, he knows for certain. Now, I think they do that just to kind of like play with you. You know, you don't just to kind of say like, we don't know if that was him or not. There's no like, I mean, hopefully it comes back around. I don't know if it will be. If it will, there seems like there's a lot, like there's bigger things at play here in this book. A lot of things happen once he goes to Colorado. There's a dog involved. You can see the dog in the poster or the cover art of the book. It's very interesting. So far, I am very intrigued. This guy has had a fucking shitty life so far, or at least shitty couple months since his mom died.
Sucks.
I mean, since his wife died.
Wife, yeah. Sucks, man. No, thank you for that update. Like I said, it definitely sounds like a book that I would like to read. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, I try to give you a little bit without spoiling everything.
It's difficult. It's difficult with books, I feel, to not spoil anything. That's why for me, my update is like I'm 80% done with my book. 85%. The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. I can't pronounce his last name. But long story short, more deaths are happening, and this woman is so sure it's one person, and she's just trying to prove him, guilty, but without actual concrete stuff. It's crazy because like the deaths are like religious deaths, like like these Greek stories, like sacrifice and all that stuff. So she thinks it's following a pattern, and because he's a certain type of professor and certain type of things that he says, she thinks it's him, but she can't put two and two together really. But she's getting there, and but it's getting me, to read the next chapter. Like the thing about me is like once I read it, like I read it. No, it's getting interesting. I still want you to read The Silent Patient.
It's on my list. I'll probably read it after
you will not put that book down. I assure you will finish that book. Well, I don't know your schedule, but if whatever free time you have, you're gonna use it on that book. Anyone else who's listening to, I'm telling you,
I'm gonna give it a shot. Once I finish this book, I'll get on that.
Yeah.
What else do I have? I guess there was an update on the Alien TV series. Ripley is not gonna be in this. It takes place before Ripley. And it seems like I'm not sure what they're trying to do with the series. It seems like they're continuing on with Alien, but not continuing on with Prometheus and Alien Covenant. It's going to be a series. Ridley Scott is supposed to produce, but that hasn't gotten confirmation either.
Interesting.
I say this as a huge Alien fan. I am disappointed.
No, don't do much about aliens.
You never? You've seen Alien.
I do. I've seen Alien, but like the show. You saying the show? I don't know anything about it.
It hasn't been released, so the Alien franchise in general has been like all over the place. They did obviously Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection. Then they did the whole Alien vs Predator thing. They went back and did Prometheus. A lot of people hated it because it wasn't really an alien movie, but I think it had some interesting elements, and there's a lot of like metaphors and meanings behind everything. Then there was Alien Covenant, which was meant to be more so like a combination of Prometheus with more so aliens involved now, and kind of an origin to the Alien movie. So the big thing with at least the last two Alien movies, Prometheus and Alien Covenant, Ridley Scott was creating them. Of course, he made the original, and he was gonna explain how everything happened, because the original movie happens because of a distress call, and they check on the planet, and everything happens. All the sequence of events that happens is all because of that distress call. And like he instead of making one movie that was a proper prequel, he decided to make a series out of it, or a trilogy out of it. But because people didn't like the movies, I don't think he's ever gonna have the chance to complete it. So like he got me all excited about like the origin behind everything, and I guess we do have some answers. Like spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie, Mr. S, but I guess the actual alien they always mention it as the perfect organism, and there's always people who try to save it. It was created by an android. Like basically there were these beings who were the engineers of the human race, and they had something. They had some like black goo or some sort of substance that they used to kind of terminate planets. And basically, it's implied that they were coming back to Earth because I was gonna get a little religious here, but basically, I think it's kind of implied that Jesus Christ was an engineer and we betrayed him and killed him. So
that's where I would walk away.
Yeah, but it's not. So here's the thing: that was what I'm saying is like very, 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 very subtle. Like they don't mention Jesus Christ. It's more so like it's a hint, and you would get more explanation out of the behind the scenes. But really, it's basically implied that engineers were gonna kill all humans, and then they were stopped somewhere along the way. That black substance got out, created this weird organism, and then in the next movie, one of the androids, basically mutates this organism to make it what is the xenomorph that we know from the Alien movies.
Intricate work.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah.
All right. Quiet Place sequel. No, or not sequel.
So is it a sequel or is it a continuation? Because I saw an article that said Quiet Place 3.
Quiet Place 3, but it's not a sequel. It's more of a like we were talking about it, like a, you know how Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, spin-off. But what I saw today, I don't like, is that it's set to release. It's now in development, but it's set to release in 2025. Why?
I don't know.
Why 3 years from now?
I don't know. But my question is, when they say Quiet Place 3, is that like a placeholder title? Is it more so a Quiet Place 3 just because it's in the Quiet Place universe, or is it an actual? Because usually when you use that one, when you use 3, you're implying that it's a continuation of 2, right? Like you have
not really, 2. Not.
What movie have you seen that is 3 but doesn't have anything to do with 2? Because if it's a
Halloween.
That's like
good,
the one example.
And
Season of the Witch.
For one. You asked for one. I gave you
but
one.
There's always, but like majority of movies, if there's a 3, it continues after 2. You gave an example of a franchise that they were in the process of completely remaking. They wanted to ignore all the other movies and make it an anthology series.
Right. But yeah, that was weird because in Season of the Witch 2, like there's like at the bar scenes a commercial of Halloween.
Yeah, it's meta. It's meta. Yeah, it's Wes Craven's new nightmare.
Right. That's all I really have. I wanted to go.
I have one last thing.
Go ahead.
I have one last thing.
Go ahead.
Actually, I have 2 things.
Bro. The more content, the better.
Very quick, because I don't want to talk about this too long. There's a movie called it's the Requiem, but it's like, I guess it's French for Requiem. It's a shark movie, and my brother made me watch it. I was over at his house, and he was like, "Hey, you want to watch a shark movie?" And I was like, "I'm always down for shark movies, right? I love sharks, even though
Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah, even though they're never portrayed as they are in real life, they're never as vicious as they are like in movies in real life, of course.
Yeah, let me throw you in the ocean. Let me see how you feel about that.
I mean, I would be shook, but it's not like the shark is gonna. It's not like I'm gonna be surrounded by gray whites in 2 seconds like they are.
Right. Or a Meg.
Yeah, I love the Megalodon. I love the idea behind that, but yeah, I don't want to sidetrack. I fucking saw this movie called The Requiem, whatever. I guess my brother wanted to watch it more so because it was a shark movie and because it had Alicia Silverstone. It was like, oh look, Alicia Silverstone, she's still making movies. I was like, okay, let's watch this. And like 10 minutes into the movie, I'm like, what's going on here? Like, when is it gonna start? And then it starts, and then I'm like, okay. So, long story short, fucking 2 out of 10. Do not like this movie. Don't recommend. But like, I will spoil this movie, like top to bottom. They
spoil it.
So she just lost a child. So like I think she miscarried or something happened. She gave birth to a stillborn, right? So that's just like the whole trauma behind it, right? They decide to go on a vacation, husband and wife, and they decide to get like a little, what do you call it? Like a little, like the houses by the ocean. What do you call them? The little villas?
Lighthouse?
No, like the little villas.
No.
The little, when you go to like a resort and they have like the option of like little villas by the water.
Okay, villas.
Whatever you want to call them, whatever they're called.
Okay.
So they get one of those, and then a hurricane hits, and of course the resort calls them and said, "Hey, there's a hurricane, but it should be fine. You can stay." So they stay. They don't opt to leave, even though the resort gives them the option. The hurricane hits, and fucking their villa starts floating away. So now they're in the middle of nowhere. Like
it's one of those movies that defies physics.
So the villa starts floating away. It crashes into a rock. the husband cuts his leg. There's some fighting for their lives from like the ocean in general and rocks, and it's whatever. I was okay with this at this point, even though this took too long to start. But then as they're in the water, they're like they don't know what to do. They see a boat. They try to light a fire. They end up burning the fucking villa, and now they have to jump off the villa and jump off the wood and now go into the water. Then they have to get back on whatever the wood that was left, and then yeah. I'm like, what is going on? And then finally, there's like something bites him, or no, they see something in the water, and we're like, oh, what is this? And then it ends up being dolphins, and they're like, nope, relief, there's nothing. Then something bites him, and they're like, no, it's nothing. And then it's fucking they're surrounded by sharks, and then
how long into the movie do you see a shark?
Like an hour in, you finally see a shark. And what pissed me off is that the poster has a big ass shark in the front. Like, you would think that the shark is like the main attraction. So I think the last half of this movie is what really made me hate the movie, because like the beginning, it was a slow start. And like once they're in the water, I'm like, okay, at least things are happening now, even though it took some time. But once they're there, the husband basically gets bitten. She finally finds a little bit of land, and you're thinking, I think this is like an hour and a half in. You're thinking, oh, like the movie's ending, like that's it, the movie ended, right? And then turns out the husband wasn't bitten, like he was literally decapitated. When she drags him out, his legs are gone. He's dead. He bled out. Okay,
I bet you that was like their big like surprise.
Yeah, it was kind of a reveal, because he kind of said like, I'm okay, but like the sharks bit him but never pulled him down. They just cut his legs and left him. Whatever. There weren't big sharks. There was like bull sharks, not great whites. Okay. Which for that moment I was like, I'm fine with this, because I mean I'm tired of it always being one enormous shark killing everybody. But whatever.
What's it called again?
The Requeen. It's
the Requeen.
REQUIN.
Oh my god, this is a 2022 film.
This came out this year.
Yo, it's with Alicia Silverstone.
That's what I said. Okay, guys, you've been ignoring me. I said my brother wanted to watch it because it was with Alicia Silverstone. That's what I said.
You did say that. You did. My fault. Oh my god. Okay,
so
go ahead.
She's the main protagonist of this movie. And this is where the movie pisses me off. And I don't want to ramble or go on for too long. She finds land. She goes up some rocks. She sees this guy who's like in a little hut, who's like a fisherman, right? And she goes inside this little hut that's floating in the ocean and wakes him up, asks for help because she's kind of cut. He stitches her up and goes to dive in the ocean. And then all of a sudden, there's like a 50-foot shark hunting him down. Again, he's not hurt or anything, but now he gets killed by this 50-foot shark that's like super CGI. I haven't seen CGI this bad on a shark in a while.
In 2022.
Yeah, in 2022. But again, it's a low budget movie. I mean, like I'm assuming it didn't have a crazy budget. What I did like, I will say this: the sharks earlier, since you never really see them bite him.
8 million.
Yeah, since you never see them bite him, the sharks from the earlier scenes, it felt like they filmed sharks, or maybe they got footage of sharks and just showed them in the water, so they were real. You know what I mean? So they filmed sharks in the water, and then you see him react. Again, I guess what I'm saying sounds worse than what it is, but it actually is edited and cut very well. However, at the end, when they use, you said $8 million, they probably used like
8.5 million. Yeah.
They probably used like 7 million on this shark, and it still looked really bad. This is an enormous shark, and all of it. I was pissed because I guess maybe because she was bleeding, but the whole time the guy was bleeding too. Again, we're an hour and a half in this movie, and she was on land not too long ago, but she decides to get on this hut, and now they're getting attacked by a great white, and the hut flips over. The guy gets killed right in front of her. He kind of drags her down, and she kills the shark by wrapping the anchor around her, and the shark comes up and bites the anchor.
Boy, if you don't...
Yeah. And this is an enormous shark. Whatever. At this point, I wanted to just finish the movie. She continues to float onto finally another island, and you see other people looking at her, and then the movie ends. And I was like...
Props to you for following through the whole movie.
Yeah, my brother was watching it.
Because that sounds like a big disaster.
Yeah, it was. But again, I was watching it with my brother, and it was more so like, it's playing. He already wanted to watch it, whatever.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I guess I got that off my chest. Um,
I'm glad you did.
very last thing, I promise I'm not gonna ramble any
No, you're
longer.
good. Don't worry about it, man.
There's a video game coming out called Under. What is it? No, it's called Silt. It's called Silt. It's an under the water kind of under the water like indie game. If you've ever played Inside, you ever played Inside?
Silt, it's called.
Silt. Silt. If you've
Yeah.
ever played Inside, it's very similar to that. But they also had a the developers of Inside had a game that they came out before. It's like Limbo. That's the name of the game. It's like a arcadey-ish game, right? Where you play as this guy who's just like moving across land, but it's like black and white. And Silt is very similar, but it feels like an underwater version of the game with creatures from the dark ocean, which is interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of horror.
Ladies and gentlemen, well, that's horrific podcast. Anything horror, and we mean it. Books, video games, movies, TV shows, literally all covered in one episode.
Anything horror or just Tom Cruise rambling for an hour about random shit.
Nah, man, this is what it is. It's conversation. One thing I did want to mention, I kind of want to bring this segment. I don't want to say if it's a segment. It's more of a mention of movies I can't speak. Movies you probably forgot, or movies you should watch. And this week, it's movies you probably forgot. And this is a movie I really enjoyed when it came out. I don't know why I watched this movie 100 times. It's called Stay Alive. Have you ever seen it?
Stay Alive. I can't say off the top of my head. Let me quickly pull it up.
With Frankie Muniz and Sophia Bush. Basically, it's about teenagers who play this game.
I have not seen this.
The way they die in the video game is the way they die in real life.
This sounds very familiar.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, for 2006 film, I liked it. I was intrigued. Just something, if you guys haven't watched it, watch it.
There's another movie
if you
that
did
has
watch
a similar,
it, refresh your memory.
There's another movie that had like a similar idea. I see I have it on my list, but I don't remember ever seeing it. I gotta go.
Yeah,
I gotta take time and start watching movies, man. We gotta start doing.
There are so many movies we have to watch. I know, man. But there's so many.
I want to make it a thing where we dedicate at least one movie that we're gonna watch every week, so that we can discuss.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, just I don't think I have anything else to mention.
All right, guys, thank you very much for listening to episode
5.
Well,
that's horrific.
I've lost
podcast.
track, guys. Episode 5. Last week we had a bye week. There won't be any more of those. That was just last week.
No problem. Guys, Instagram at Well That's Horrific, Twitter at That's Horrific. Please engage. Please, let us know. Give us feedback. Whatever you want us to talk about, we'll talk about it. Next week, we will be covering the Texas Chainsaw movie that comes out February 18th. Should be tomorrow in your time.
Or like right now.
Right now. Oh, yeah, that's true.
I'm going to go watch it right now. Nah, I'm probably not going to watch it right now. But
I got to knock out. I'm heading out tomorrow. But watch that. We might even talk about the other Texas Chainsaw movies. Some are good. Some are absolutely horrible. And yeah, we are thinking about doing a live stream. We will let you know on our Instagram page or our Twitter page if we are. It would be nice to have some viewers here who are engaging with us live. Questions live or comments live, anything live. I go follow, go like, go share. Because if you don't,
well, that's horrific.
Peace.